My name is Glenn Williams. I'm also known as Mario around here. I made a journey from where I currently stopped now. That's back up in Woodrow. Anyway, coming down, I was thinking about the past and what Council used to say to my people. Back in 1962, I was only about a kid around about 11 to 12 years old. But then that's when I started to take heed of what my elders used to say to me during those 4 years. During one of our negotiations with the council, the church, and the people, just sorry to say that nothing eventuated out of that, up along from Kowrowa, Mantaka, and Koah. During those years, when we came off the mission and into these parks, we were told that we're going to be a free people and that we're going to be living like the Joneses next door. And that were taken in by a lot of my people about our living way. When the church finished leaving us alone, we thought these houses going to be our home, fully owned. Along came the council, and they promised us the sky, the limit. We're still waiting yet. Simple thing like that makes me wonder if we're going to start. You guys going to go along with this project. What is in it for us? Can you tell me that?
We can't. Mate, I can't comment. I really, I got nothing. Here we go.
I just want, first of all, just to hold on, sir. My turn. Just. Oh.
Just a two-parted question here. Mark raised a discussion point about the baseline tests needing to be done for the environmental impact study. And I understand the environmental impact study's terms of reference does talk about baselining. Given some of the discussion here tonight, how can you actually baseline these tests, especially in environmental environments and information, when it seems that there are reports of damage already on the site?
Can you just repeat that? Sorry, I only heard half.
Well, the terms of reference, I understand, in the environmental impact study talk about baseline tests and baselining the environmental aspects of the application. And from what I understand, the situation that I've heard is that there's already been damage, for example, the dam to the site. So how can you baseline environmental aspects of this application when there's already been damage done to the site?
The baseline surveys are going to cover a number of things. We're looking at water quality. We're looking at flora and fauna. Yes, there have been there have been activities clearing and building a dam that have occurred out there already. The clearing was done in what is mapped by the state government as non-remnant vegetation. That's the state government mapping. It was mapped as non-remnant. Yeah, it might be crazy, but that's what the state government maps it as, and that's what it is under the law. It's non-remnant. It's non-remnant, and it was done legally under the Vegetation Management Act, and it was done under the EPBC Act because it was a continuation of use. The Barnwells had been farming that land since the 1940s, and from aerial photos you can see that it was cleared a long time before 1942. So the clearing that's occurred out there in the last year is actually less than has occurred historically. So we were continuing a use that was in place before the EPBC Act came in, and the EPBC Act allows landowners to continue to do what was legally allowed on their land before it came in, which was the year 1999. So, sorry, you'll have to ask the questions one at a time, otherwise I'm not going to be able to...
Where's the mic?
So, but I hadn't finished answering this gentleman's question. Basically, yes, there are two... You have to think about what the landowner is allowed, has done up till now. The EIS process covers what is proposed. And so our baseline surveys look at the land as it is now, and we do surveys based on that. So as I said, water quality, we look at groundwater, we look at surface water, we look at hydrology, we look at flora and fauna. The vast majority of vegetation on the site has been left in place. If you look at an aerial photo of the site, you can see that. That's beyond dispute. So there's still, basically, the baseline surveys look at what's there right now. So that's my answer to that.
I just want to, first of all, I think your $650 million appears to buy you a lot of influence, not that it may buy you support. However, I just want to ask, Nipper, you may be able to help me with this one.
Sure.
With the repatriation of this huge illegal dam that was done a long time ago, well, quite a while ago now, and the work was done on that just about 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if we're going to see additional work to patch this monstrosity up, is that going to continue to be a 12-hour day, 7 day a week to go on interminably like it did last time?
I'm probably better off handing it over to Mark, because Mark's got all the conditions and everything that they have to abide by, so he would answer that.
To answer that question, there is an operational works in place. It does dictate the hours of work that are allowed. I think it's 7 till 6, Monday to Friday, 7 till 2, Saturday, and no work Sunday. So there's operational works in place now for the rectification works, the dam, and it stipulates the hours of work that are allowed. Until we have the 12th of December to finish the works, under the operational works approval, but we're hopeful that the works will be finished well before that.
G'day, I'm Nico. I liked Mario's question earlier as to asking the question, what, if any, perceived benefit is there to local Indigenous and the wider community from this project? He didn't receive an answer for that, so put your thinking caps on and come up with an answer, that'd be great. Craig mentioned earlier that any prospective infrastructure that is necessitated by this development, that it's not us that will pay, it's the state. Are we not constituents of the state of Queensland? Everyone seems to think that government money is free money.
I can answer that.
Okay.
Yes, you are a constituent of the state. Yes, you pay taxes. Your taxes go into state revenue, which build things like Cross River Rail and railway lines in Brisbane, just as people in Brisbane who pay tax may have to fund the KURANDA range.
All right, thanks, Craig. So that will also benefit the development. I guess the council must be thinking all of its Christmases have come at once with the millions of dollars in prospective rates. I'm wondering what they have in mind exactly to do with that. Will that go into any infrastructure upgrades or like, you know, widening roads and that sort of thing?
Effectively, how we structure our rates is simply to fund the works that the community needs. We don't see new developments as... Beg your pardon?
Sorry, apologies. It'll also be for the benefit of a private corporation, which is a legal person as well, yes?
Yes, effectively, we raise rates in this community to fund services for this community. If the community grows, our rate base grows, and we continue to fund that community. We're not here to make a profit. We don't rate any amount above than is actually needed. We could increase the rates tomorrow to deliver more services. Council makes a choice to try and keep the rates as low as possible. We don't see a development like this as a nice cash cow. However, we also don't see it as a burden on the community, the existing community, but we don't see it as a benefit to the community as bringing in more rates. It should be neutral, and that's how we would treat it. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Sarah Jane. I've been a bit out of the loop on this one, but catching up. This will probably end up being more of a comment than a question, but I'm getting more concerned as the night goes on. And the sort of concern that I have happening is I'm hearing about intention. When someone purchases a piece of land and then goes ahead and does something, and our representatives in the council aren't looking at them doing that thing, and they're demonstrating to the broader community almost disdain in the way that they conduct themselves on that piece of land, I become concerned. And when what may be, you've just told me that you've put 2 or 3 experts together in the last week for what's going to be put together discussed in the next year, that concerns me. When someone says that's just the law, I'm concerned. The very gentleman behind us, the venerable gentleman behind us, has told us what's happened under law in the past. It has not served him, and I'm very concerned about how it will serve us. And we've already had demonstration of the intent demonstrated to us in the first months before we've even got to this point. I am concerned.